Now what I want to do is dive into your target audience and who you're even creating your videos for in the first place. So this document is going to help you to really get clear on this, but I wanted to mention that the research is important, but creating content is the main goal, and the research that we're going to be doing in this lesson is really important. But at the end of the day, creating your content is the largest priority, and from personal experience, it can be really easy to get caught up in the thinking phase, planning phase, and just over analyzing your content in general. So take this lesson with a grain of salt and focus on learning from putting content out into the world and seeing what works and what doesn't from trial and error versus getting stuck in the over planning and over analyzing phase. And you're gonna see why I'm mentioning that in a second, because there are a lot of different ways to analyze your target audience. All of these techniques are extremely important, but like I mentioned, at the end of the day, it's all about putting content out there. So there's a healthy balance with this. So this document as well is gonna be a downloadable PDF, and what I wanna do is walk through this whole thing first so you get a broad perspective of what we're gonna be looking at, and then we're gonna hop over to ChatGPT to actually plug in this information and find out who your target audience is. So the first factor that we wanna look at is just overall demographics. So we wanna gather information on our target audience's age, gender, income, education level, and occupation. And this is gonna help to understand their online habits and which content will speak directly to them. The reasons why that's important are pretty obvious. The next one that's not as important, but I still wanted to add, is the geographical location. Depending on what kind of content you create, this can be more or less important. So understanding where your audience is located, the country and region, can help you just overall create videos more specific to your audience. Next is their archetype, and this is important because we want to understand your audience's lifestyle, values, attitudes, and just overall personality traits, which can help you to connect with them on an emotional level, which is incredibly important with social media content, and just create more effective messaging. Then it's about their interests and hobbies, which is similar to their archetype, but this is really just diving into what activities they enjoy, and this can help you create content that's more relevant and engaging. And point number 5 would be their online behavior. So we want to analyze our target audience's website use. What websites do they go to? What's their main social media platforms that they use? And what kind of content are they already engaging with? Next would be their purchase history, which again, this is not massively important depending on the type of content you create, but for some creators that are making online content to drive an audience to a product that they are trying to sell, whether that's a product or a service, this can be beneficial. So we want to look at what products or services your target audience has already purchased in the past. This is going to help us identify their patterns and understand their purchasing habits. Number 7, which honestly is extremely important on this list, which is understanding their pain points. This means the problems and challenges that your audience is facing. And this is where you want to position yourself, your content, and your messaging as the solution to their specific needs. Number 8 is going to be brand loyalty. So this one is for identifying your audience's brand loyalty and how they view your competitors. So they might have loyalty to a specific clothing brand or a specific product, but they also might have loyalty to other video creators in a similar space as you that is really important to identify so that you can drill down on your unique value proposition. What makes you uniquely you that other brands or other video creators can't necessarily replicate? The next important point is their goals and aspirations. So here we want to understand what your audience wants to achieve in their life and how your content can help them. So it's similar to point number 7 about the pain points, and this is just going to help you further create messaging that aligns with their aspirations. So it's saying a similar thing in a slightly different way. Number 10 is slightly different than everything else on this list, which is feedback and review. So once you're putting content out online, you want to look at the feedback, at the comments, and just really at the overall engagement from your audience, because of course, this is going to help you to understand how they're perceiving you, your potential brand, your potential product or service, and how you can improve on it. So I personally done this process of identifying my target audience and helping students identify their target audience many times over the years. And the cool thing now is that we have these brand new tools such as ChatGPT that are gonna help us take this process, which takes a lot more Googling, a lot more online research, looking at analytics, and we're gonna be able to synthesize so much more information, so much more quickly than ever using these specific AI tools. So in the next lesson, we'll both hop into ChatGPT so that we can quickly and effectively identify our target audience.